Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Review. Today we're actually not doing a beer review. I got tagged in the frequently asked beer question thing circulating by All Things Beer 510, which was a real honor. I've been watching beer reviews on YouTube for the last few years and never thought of doing it myself. And then somehow his channel, I was just like, you know what? I don't know, maybe he inspired me to do it. He like made me want to do it. I don't know if it was because similar demeanors, and he likes comic books and hip hop too. And I was like, man, we got some stuff in common. But whatever it was, I was like, yeah, I want to give that a shot. So real honor that he tagged me in this. And what it is there's 9 questions. I'll post them in the comments or the info section, description. But I'll read them out and then I'll answer each one. Some will be super quick, some are a little longer. How did you get into beer geeking and why beer? Um, I did not drink in high school. I would be like the DD. I'll get to that more later. But in college, I had a on a will they won't they kind of situation with a woman, and she was like, come out. I'm like, She's like, come out, come out. I'm like, She's like, come out with my friends and I come on. I'm like, fine. I was like, okay, fine, I'll go out. And I didn't like the taste of beer at all, and so I would. He can tell I'm being honest here. I would drink Smirnoff Ice, and I didn't care at all. People were judging me. So one time I was home. So I went to school up in Buffalo, and well, actually, okay. So then I had Labatt up there, which is plentiful there, and then I would actually liked it, and then I would drink Labatt Light just for the calories. So anyway, so one time I was home for the summer, and we were going out to trivia on Wednesday nights, and the bar got in Blue Moon. So I gave that a shot. 'Cause I like trying adventurous things. Like I'm a adventurous eater. In China, I had blood tofu, which is exactly what it sounds like and tastes exactly how it sounds. I'm trying to think what else. Gross stuff. Civet coffee from in the beer brunch. What is it from McKellar that has that in? I can't think of the name exactly right now. Australia had some animals that maybe if I said aloud that I ate, people wouldn't watch. So I'm a pretty adventurous eater. So I was like, yeah, let me try something new. And they had just gotten it in the Blue Moon and they, the orange and all that stuff. They've been told by their rep how to pour it. And I liked it. It was so different, obviously, from drinking stuff like Labatt and Golden Anniversary and stuff. And a couple weeks later, they got Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. And then the bartender explained to me, like, hey, you like that Blue Moon? That's a wheat beer. This is a wheat beer with cherries. I'm like, well, I like cherries. So I had that. I was like, wow, this is really good. Yeah, I like this. And then Purple Haze, a couple weeks later, they got on. And she's like, hey, I think you're going to like this one. She's got raspberries in it. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. Okay. And I remember buying a pitcher. It was the most expensive pitcher of beer I ever bought. And a couple of guys at the bar were busting my chops about it. And I'm like, hey, man, it's good. But I'm going from Smirnoff Ice. Like, it's a step in the right direction in terms of being a man, right? So I am kind of a geeky guy, comic book, stuff like that. So I think it lent itself that like it's kind of a cool geeky culture when it comes to trying new beers and it was and it's fun. It's social. If you go out with friends, we talk about a lot, let alone social on stuff like this, like social media and whatnot. And meet friends for a drink and all that stuff. It's been a lot of fun watching different people, like my family members, even my grandfather checks out some craft beers, which is really cool. My grandma likes IPAs a lot, so my grandfather likes darker beers like Doppelbock and Triple Box, which is cool. So yeah, it's just been a cool ride. I've been into it for about 12 years now, and just it's awesome to see how the scene's changed. Two, what's your favorite beer? I'm not going to go for street cred on this one and pick a super ultra crafty beer. I love Bourbon County. That is my favorite beer, and I like it fresh. I like it aged, and I think that's why it's my favorite because it drinks different at different times, and it's always good. I lucked down didn't get anything infected in terms of the regular in 2015, so that part didn't taint anything for me. So I know I could pick a more street cred worthy beer, but in the craft scene, but I'm gonna pick Bourbon County. Three, if you have one beer forever, what would it be? So being in the craft scene for 12 years, the oldest brewery in my area is 5 years old. So the closest local was Omegang and Ithaca. So Ithaca's Flower Power turned me on to IPAs, and I could drink Flower Power any time of year. So my choice for the beer forever would actually be Ithaca's Flower Power. I think it's great. Yeah, it's changed over the years, but last time I had it, I still liked it a lot. So yeah, Flower Power. How can you drink? This is an interesting question for how can, especially right now for me. How can you drink so much, and how do you stay healthy? Like, how do you navigate that? So I am actively losing weight right now. In the last, let's see, 1, 2, 3 months, 2.5 months, um, I've lost about 33 pounds. And so, just watching my calories, making sure I'm, when I am eating something, it's dense in something I need, nutrient wise, protein, fiber, like whatever. And then, drinking less, still able to do reviews and stuff, which is cool, still finishing beers and all that. But, definitely like, what I ended up doing, it's kind of goofy. In my phone, every time I eat something or drink something, I open up the calculator and I just put in how many calories I consumed. And I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4". So I went from 266, so I'm down 33 from there. And so to maintain weight, I needed something crazy I think like over 3,700 calories a day. So I just said 2,500 is my limit per day. Try to work out more, be more active, take the dog for a walk, whatever. Move more, eat less kind of mentality. And obviously it's worked. And again, I've been able to continue drinking beer, in a very healthy way and incorporate into my diet. But I mean, so basically, up until like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I would hover like the 210, 220 range, which was a very healthy weight. And then, I met my wife, we got serious. I moved in when we got engaged, and I have two teenage stepdaughters. And my life was, going from a single guy to wife and kids. I got way busier, and the easiest thing to cut out was exercise. So I stopped going to the gym, and that freed up time for other things. And then at the end of the day, when I was tired, nothing was better than opening a beer and relaxing. And you do that for long enough, and I packed the pounds on. I mean, way heavier than I'd ever been. So I'm trying to get back to that original weight, the 210, 220 range. And so that's going to be my new, mindset and hurdle to figure out. Are you an alcoholic? So I mentioned with the first one, I didn't drink in high school. I was very lucky. I didn't have any abusive alcoholics in my immediate family. My parents are divorced, but no matter which house I was at, I was always safe. They were totally fine. They could drink alcohol at a very normal, good model level, like where they model good behavior, like, oh, they had, beer with dinner. That's it. And that's fine, right? But, and I'm not going to air other people's dirty laundry, but, I grew up around it and saw the abuse. And as I said about the fitness part, I'm a big guy, and I was really worried that what if I got drunk and I turned angry, violent, things like that. Like I could really hurt someone, and I'm a very peaceful person. I didn't want to, Jekyll and Hyde it kind of a situation. So, yeah, it wasn't until college when that girl that I liked, who I ended up dating for years, was like, "Hey, no, like, come out, like, we have fun, like, it's just a fun thing, it's safe and all that." And I kind of, dip my toe in, and I'm like, "Oh, this isn't making me inherently angry or violent or anything." I'm like, "Oh, I guess I'm not an alcoholic." So yeah, unfortunately, I'm very familiar with alcoholism, and know that I'm not an alcoholic. I don't crave it. I don't need it to have fun. Any of that kind of stuff. Those signs, those tells. So I'm very fortunate. It's a serious issue, and it's something I take super personal. Six. What's your favorite ingredient? Wow. Probably main ingredient hops. I mean, I like malty beers, I like malt bombs, but I'm gonna say hops are my favorite main ingredient. I'm gonna add adjunct ingredient. Right now, cocoa nibs. I'm a huge dark chocolate guy, so that's my like adjunct ingredient. Do you brew is question seven. I do not. I would like to sometime. As I said, I'm really busy, and the thought of just adding something else new, I'm kind of trying to like lessen things, make time to go to the gym, all that kind of stuff. So just in terms of wait, like one more thing I'm gonna try to do, projects around the house, all that. So not right now. Maybe when the girls are in college and I have a little bit more free time or something. Because they're very active with sports and music. They play the violin and all that. So I go to a lot of concerts, like all that. Eight. What was your first beer? Again, it kind of answers. I'm pretty sure it was Labatt Blue. At least that was the first one I liked. Um, Nine. Who in the beer world? This is the last one. Do you look up to? I'm gonna pick two people for this. Number one, I'm gonna say Garrett Oliver from Brooklyn. I think in terms of like ambassador for beer, You know, he's been all over. And as a writer too. I mean, freaking Oxford, like, come on, like you got to give the guy credit. And then also, I see my screen's going dark. And then also, oh yeah, duh, Sam Calagione from Dogfish Head. Tommy, talk about a beer ambassador. That guy, you know, goes to events. You know, it just in terms of like trying funky stuff, started that early in the 1990s. I mean, come on, like, I mean, so much credibility, whether you like Dogfish Head or not. I mean, I like Dogfish Head, but you got to give the guy huge props. The books he's written are awesome. I met him quickly at Extreme Beer Fest last year, and my friend was with me, and his wife's like, yeah, you can go, and she was pregnant too, and she's like, yeah, you can go and leave your pregnant wife alone, but you have to get a picture with Sam. So I told Sam that. He's like, of course I'll take a picture with your friend. Like he was so cool. He's in the middle of doing like one thing and about to transition to another thing. So he was like super busy. He's like, for you, a fan, for your wife, like he was so cool to my buddy there. It was awesome. And then my wife and I got to meet him for our 1 year anniversary. Went down Dogfish Head, and well, the night before, I'm gonna tell you a little industry inside. I went to the bathroom and I urinated next to Sam. And he is a hand rinser, not a hand washer, I found out. Now, don't get too grossed out because I don't think he really actively brews too much of what we drink. But that was an interesting piece of information to find out. Sorry to throw you under the bus, Sam, but yeah, like he watches this. But the next day we met, we talked for a while, and just a wealth of knowledge, and it was so awesome. He's so humble and just cool, chill, great guy, upbeat. Yeah, so definitely him. Now, you're supposed to tag 5 people. Since I'm relatively new to doing this, I wasn't going to come up with 5 people. Plus, there's only so many people to tag. So the biggest one I want to tag is glass, can, bottle beer reviews. I want to make sure I got that order right. He and I've been talking a lot. We've been texting. We're setting up a trade right now. Love his channel. He has a lot of fun with it, which is awesome. And then actually, the other few people I was going to tag have already been tagged. So I'm going to tag one person. I know you're supposed to do 5. I'm breaking the rules a little bit. But, and again, I'm going to read this. I get it right because he's awesome and he deserves me getting this right. Glass, can, bottle beer reviews. All right, thanks for watching. This was a really cool idea. I like this, and this is cross-pollinating some channels, which is really nice to see. And as always, I appreciate people watching. Cheers.